So I'm sure it's going to be super echoey here because we're in this 40 by 72 structure that you guys have been following along, and it's finally time to start on the inside. So we got all of the spray foam done. As you can see, that's 3 inches of closed cell. Now it's time we can start running all of our wall framing. So that's the first step. We got to get all of our wall framing done, get all of our windows and doors blocked out, everything kind of framed, and then we can go to our interior walls. So we've got a monster mezzanine to build in this thing that's going to gain access to that second story deck. And then we've got bathroom, kitchen, mudroom, garage, and that's it for at the time being. There's not going to be any bedrooms at this moment. Not at this moment. We'll see if that changes. I don't know that it will. This is going to be a little unique because of a change that happened kind of mid-design with the concrete. They went ahead and decided to do radiant floor heat, which is awesome, but that means that they added 1.5 inches of foam around the inside of the foundation wall all the way up to finished floor, and I have to fur out these walls to cover up that space so there's a nice finished, a nice finish around the edges of this concrete slab. So there's going to be a lot of wall framing to do to get this all furred out. That's that there. For now, the big push is just to get all the exterior walls framed. Electricians then can start running wires. The guys that are going to be finishing the floor will be here next week, so we want to be out of their way. The chimney should be getting finished up this week, hopefully, so then that can get framed. So it's really coming along. We're going to start building out the interior walls here inside this space, and we're going to try to get the decking done for the upstairs mezzanine. That's going to be a huge space. Down here we don't have a whole lot. We've got a garage that we're standing in right here, and then you can probably see behind me, the floor has been finished. It's got a nice ebony stain on it, and then like a semi-gloss finish. So I'm a little bit anxious. I don't want to ruin that finish. Luckily, we've got a bunch of cardboard we can lay out so that we can work on it, and we'll probably save that till later to share that with you guys. So if that's something you want to see, if you're curious about concrete stained floors, I definitely will share that with you. Maybe when we build this upstairs mezzanine, I can get a nice shot looking down on it so you can really, see what it's going to look like. First thing, we're going to set the laser up. We're going to determine our ceiling height so that we can, run our perimeter header around this interior. So I'm going around and I'm marking right where my door threshold was over on this porch over here, because that's going to be the top of my LVL and I-joist for this mezzanine. So I know that if I hit this exact mark and I'm nice and level through the middle of the floor with my wall, then my wall is going to be perfectly level. We did make marks on these posts originally, but man, that's definitely good enough to build off of. But when you're going to set the floor system, it doesn't take a whole lot of time to run around and double check with a laser to make sure that everything is perfect. We're 1/16 away from where we want to be. Not bad. Exactly. Let's check it when we're in the middle. Yeah, if anything, you're 16 higher than over there, but. These are definitely a little bit bigger than this LVL. We're going to go all flush off the tops. Just hold it flush here and tight down there.
You can even like sit on top of that nailer.
Okay. Yeah, but what's that on your top of your ladder?
Sure.
There. Okay. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
Gotta go your way a little. My way. Right there. Okay. Hold that. Then I'm gonna come right here and we'll both take it up, set it on this. And then what I need to do is double check over here, make sure I'm in line with right where I want to be, which I've got it here. Take this out just a hair. Right there. Okay. And then I'll put a screw there and then I'll come help you. Make sure yours is good. Whenever you're ready. 1, 2, 3. Okay, hold it there.
Yeah.
Are you good?
Yeah.
I come my way about 4 inches.
Okay.
You coming? Okay. Okay, right there is where it's going to go. Take it up, just go down. Right there, hold that. Well, we got a kitchen wall here, so that's why we're using LSL grate, because there is no crown. It'll just be engineered perfection.
So why are you?
You don't actually have to check the crown at all on these.
Why are you having me crown all?
It's just good practice. The reason that we're using LSL on this interior wall here in particular is because twofold. For one, it's going to be supporting the weight of the mezzanine from both sides, so everything is going to be bearing on it. And I thought, hey, why not use a nice strong LSL? But more importantly, this is also the kitchen wall. So I wanted to make sure whenever you're hanging cabinets, if you've done that, you know that when walls are in and out, it's harder on installing countertops, it's harder on the cabinet. Not that it's hard, but it's harder than having a perfectly flat wall. And LSL will afford me the ability to get like a perfectly flat wall, or as flat as it's gonna get. Still standing up? Oh, this ain't the problem. It's gonna be getting over that.
Nah, dude, we got this.
Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's easy, bro.
What do you see?
Put it down.
Hey, good thing I got my safety toes on.
I don't know why you can't work on it.
LSLs, baby.
I guess perfect lot to do, you know?
I mean, I can see it. You're so close. at a time, is that all you can do? Just one? And this one should be pretty easy. Can this go up? Can we reach this?
I was gonna like get up on that 2x6 and slide it in.
You know what I'm saying? Like this?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's gonna be a lot of work, dude. Especially these first couple, remember? So one of the things that we did with this wall here, this bearing wall down the middle, was take the rotary laser and get dimensions for all of our studs. Instead of just cutting them all at the exact same dimension, we cut each individual stud at a certain height depending on how the wall was. And yeah, it took a little bit more time, but the goal is to make sure that the top plate of this wall is as flat as possible. Now, you might comment on the fact that there's only a single top plate. That will be addressed later. We thought, based on the style and the technique of what we were doing here, it wasn't actually necessary. And every third floor joist does rest on a stud, and the other two will be supported later, and you'll see how that's going to be accomplished by not having to do a top plate. Okay, go ahead and get it in close to where you think it's going to be. Go. I think we've got everything figured out as far as what we're going to do. So this first day back was just kind of jumping in, getting things laid out, getting a game plan, and now we're ready to rock and roll. So we're going to go ahead and keep this thing rolling. We're going to be back here in the morning, and we're going to keep going on these walls so we can get this mezzanine framed out and get that sheathing installed. I want to go up there and just kind of look down onto this floor out here, get the view out to that chimney, which is something, Greg, that's something we should probably start working on too, is framing the chimney up. And then we get to install more of our set. I say we, but good Lord, the lift isn't even big enough for me and any materials, so it's just gonna be me, and I'm gonna be yelling down to tell Greg to cut me one at 15 7/8, and then I'm just gonna stand there. Maybe I'll do some TikTok or Instagram while he makes a cut. What do you say, Greg? Where's you at? Where you go, Greg? So I went home and looked at footage from yesterday, which was horrible audio. I did the best I could. Sorry, I went ahead and mic'd up today. I'm hoping that makes a nice difference for you guys and for me too, editing, because it's a pain when the audio is horrible. Now I've already got this wall section completely built minus this last little bit, and what I'm gonna do is just take my personal laser here, which is just so easy. It's much easier than getting a tape measure out, and I think it's more accurate. And I'm gonna grab dimensions from my bottom and top plate. 9'3", 13/16. Now, one thing I will say about this LSL, it's super straight, super dense, rigid, all those great qualities. But the one downside I have found is that the thickness is not always perfectly 1.5 inches. So what I like to do when I'm framing a wall is to account for that by putting my bottom and top plate together, marking out my layout, and then checking my measurements to see if there's spots that aren't exactly a 3-inch thickness. See, this one right here is about 3 1/16. Not a big deal, but definitely something that you gotta sometimes double check. I found my 16-foot top and bottom plates varied a little bit more. I went from 3 inches, I think, to 3 1/4. So there was about a 1/8 of an inch extra thickness in my plate that I had to account for by reducing the stud height by 1/8 of an inch. These are all actually 3 inches, so I'm good there. Do you have your squeegee in your pouch? Yeah, sure. Thank you. Sorry for the chewing in the mic, YouTube. It's goldfish, breakfast. What, you want those 7 lines? You got them. I think I could do this all myself, I think. It should be rigid enough. Oh yeah. So what's amazing about this LA 180 is we've used it outside for layout a ton, but when you're inside doing a wall like this, not only can you get a perfect, line without having to snap it on the floor, which in this case we had a foundation wall through here that was going to be very hard to get a nice clean snap line, but you can take the receiver once you've got your line established where you want it, and you can not only make sure that your bottom plate is perfect, but you can also take your receiver, bump it into your top plate, and make sure that that is also in a perfect plane and perfectly plumb, because we've got a full 180-degree line that goes all the way around the entire building. It's just too easy almost. Now you may be asking yourself, why didn't I put these studs in? It's because the floor is poured through this area. Instead of all being on the foundation wall, it's a little bit higher than that wall. And what I didn't want to do is to cut all these and have a hump up here. So I know that the LSL is super rigid and straight. Now that this is all secured, I'm just going to take my distance measure and I can go ahead and get the dimension from here up to my top plate, 7'8" and 7/8", and fit these in perfectly without having to worry about it going up or down. 7/8, 11/16. See, these were all about 1/8 to 1/4 inch shorter because of the elevation of this floor than these studs right around it. So it would have been a definitely noticeable hump if I would have just built it on the ground. Huh, look at that. That is amazing. Oh, Greg. I mean, look at that, dude. They just like literally, it's just almost not even fair. Oh, that one's just a hair bit tighter. Look at that. It's like, laserer works. Okay, so I'm gonna get my 18.4 7/8. And I'm gonna go ahead and hit this, it looks like a bullseye button. I'm gonna hit that, and I'm gonna line up the edge, I'm gonna line up my laser right on the mark I just made. And when that laser moves, you'll see it right here. You can probably see it. There's a laser right here. You're gonna watch it move and it's gonna line itself up automatically with my receiver. Oh, my lumber's in the way. No. You see it moving, but it's not gonna pick up my laser because I got stuff in the way. The good thing is it's gonna make one full pass and then it's gonna come back. You're gonna see the laser and see it? So it's gonna get really close to my center and then it's gonna micro adjust because we're at 40 some foot, even the smallest of movement down there is a big movement here. So it's gonna go really slow until it gets exactly on the center of this receiver. And once it knows it's good, it locks on, the bullseye goes away, and we're good to go now. So now you can see this laser, it's going right up the wall. I could use the laser as a visual aid, but with this, it's a visual and an audio aid because I can just go ahead and line it up perfectly. I went ahead and I moved my 180 to the middle here where this wall is gonna be, because now that I have established this line and I know exactly where this is gonna be, I can find the dimension of this wall, set it right on my laser line, and give myself a perfect 90-degree back. And believe it or not, I was spot on where I measured from that wall. So they were both the exact same dimensions and perfectly square, which means I'm good to go and start building these small wall sections. 18 foot, that's exactly what I want. Huh, okay, easy enough. Okay, now take it all the way to the wall. Try not to scratch. Okay, now the fun part, because we have to literally lift it. It's gonna be tough, dude. This has to be lifted up and set down, and
you gotta hit all the holes.
Those holes have gotta hit. Okay, hold on. Now, okay, I'm in that hole, oops. Hold it. I'm taking it down. Keep it lifted up.
What?
We can tape it. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I thought you had better hands.
I wasn't even looking at you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I thought you were better than that. Two, three. So you're gonna basically set it up there,
And then hand it up to you.
and then I'll set it in and bring it in. And then what we'll do is we'll set the laser up once we get everything fastened on this wall, and we'll fasten that wall. I got it. What? The pattern?
Where's the next one gonna go?
We'll go right on the stud. Yeah, it's every third.
And then it goes just before,
Yeah.
and then middle, and then on.
Yeah, it's every third. Well, that's pretty cool. I've been waiting to do this floor system for what feels like forever, just because I know that when this is done, it's gonna completely change the feel, the look, and just the overall like building. I mean, it goes from a large box to something with purpose. You know, it's not just a storage building, which is what we typically, you know, build. this is gonna be something that will be livable, and it's just gonna be awesome. There's gonna be so much space in here. It's gonna really change everything. Okay, 60 and 3/16, Greg, so we're the same here on our average as we were everywhere else. So we'll just have to get this all plumbed up and level, but let's first, we'll get that board, we'll get I'll get my laser distance measurer. And I don't know where that went.
Probably set up the laser.
Yeah, we'll have to set the laser back up, but I do have a mark right there, see it? That is the, that's the mark. So we could run the 8-footer up and make a mark on this. Okay. And that'd be the same as this guy. I just need that laser measurer. It's a small LVL, dude. Okay, start turning it if you want. Okay, I'm gonna set it here and then I'm gonna reposition. Okay, get it here. Ready? I'm gonna go up on the top. Oh, don't let it slide off. Okay, set on the ladder. Okay, now I'm gonna wait for you to kind of grab it, and then I'm actually just gonna go down here because I think I'm tall enough.
Think so? Or do you think it'd be easier if we both got here?
Okay. I think
it'd be easier if we both got here.
Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Wait a second. One, two, three.
I don't have good balance right now.
You're fine. Ain't going nowhere.
Like so.
Probably somewhere in there.
You want the level, dude?
I got the level. You know, I realize that this probably is taking us a lot longer than it maybe should. You know, a lot of guys will come in and frame an entire house up, interior, exterior walls in a few days. But, you know, I just want to make sure that things are precise, where they're supposed to be, accurate, level. You know, I want to take my big Stabila level and I want to slide it across the I-joist and just have them perfect, you know. It's just, that's what I really enjoy. Thankfully, you know, we got this awesome project to really be, you know, picky on and try to make it perfect. Because, you know, I think it doesn't matter what project it is. Customers have paid a lot of money to do a job and you should always do your best. I'm just glad that I get to do what I love and, you know, try my best every time. So we're going to be back here tomorrow. I think now we're ready to throw all those I-joists up. We got the 1 1/8" Legacy Premium subfloor from LP. That with this 1-foot I-joist spacing is gonna be, I mean, super stiff. I can't wait. I'm not anxious though to be putting that subfloor up. It is heavy and I don't have a good way to get it up to the second floor other than through manual labor. So, Greg, make sure you eat your Wheaties in the morning. We're gonna be doing subfloor tomorrow. So, and tomorrow is chest and tricep day. So we gotta hit the workout gym first thing before we get here, but we're gonna get out of here and we'll.
You only eat Wheaties in the morning?
Yeah, I do. You have to.